Welcome, people. Welcome to episode 19 of the Dunya's Gone Crazy podcast.
Wait, episode 19?
Episode 19.
Episode 20?
No. It's episode 19. No. This is
Okay.
the first time we are recording episode 19 of the Dunya's Gone Crazy podcast. Your home, your hub, your source for the world's craziest, scariest, and weirdest stories of the week, man. All in the name of highlighting some of just the ways in which we know the Dunya's gone crazy, man. Ways in which we know the Dunya's gone crazy. I am your host, Yunus, and today I'm joined by my good friends, some cool guys. I've got Musin over here. I've got Hussein over here. And I've got James over here. We got a little flashback. From the in the alternate universe where we somehow recorded episode 19, apparently. And we've got James Ridley with us here. How are you guys doing? How are we doing today? All well, I hope.
Calm. Yep.
Calm. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, tired. I'm feeling tired today. A long day at work. A lot going on, but yeah. So
it's always them days work.
Like a gold mine or something? Going into coal mining?
No, James. That's not soot. That's his skin color.
No, that's not. Listen, first of all, that's not what I was going for. I was gonna make fun of him saying hard day at work, where there's people out there, like little kids in sweatshops, and people dying in caves, and this guy say that whatever he's doing is difficult, man. Hey, humble yourself.
What does that mean, bro? What does it mean? Bro, you can't discount my life experiences just because other people have it hard. If I'm hungry and I want to eat, it doesn't discount the fact that there are starving children. It doesn't matter that there's starving children in the Philippines. I'm still hungry.
yeah. If it's summer in the UK and I say, "Oh, I'm feeling so hot," I'm still feeling hot. Like,
yeah, it's like,
just because I'm not in like a hot country.
Oh, but in Jeddah right now, brother, it's 50 degrees. I'm still hot. I'm still hot. People, be sure to like the video if you like the energy already. If you like the video, be sure to like the video because it really does show us the support and things of that nature. Subscribe to the channel. To see more of this content, man. It's been 19 weeks of this content. Consistent, regular. It's there. Come on, man. It's not an occasional thing no more. We're here. We're live and things of that nature. So people do all that. And then, of course, here we offer our opinions. We offer commentary on social topics. So if you disagree with us, let us know in the comments below. If you agree with us, let us know in the comments below. Because for some reason, the comment section is always sometimes negative, man. Let's see some positivity in there. So if you agree with us, let us know too. Don't just comment when you disagree on something. And that goes for life, man. Don't just scroll over things if you agree with them. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Spread positivity in life. You feel me?
I like that. Like, I'm gonna take that on board when it comes to work and the rest of my life. Thank you.
Of course. All right, so we're just gonna dive straight into the crazies of the Dunya. I'm gonna start by showing now. Musin and Hussein have informed me that they've already seen this first topic. So this one is really more just for Saeed or James. Why am I saying Saeed?
I don't know.
All right, James. I'm gonna show you a handbag, yeah?
Okay.
And then you just tell me how much do you think this handbag cost?
Okay, I got this.
Okay, you got this? Are you sure you've got this? Because
yeah.
last time people didn't have this.
I mean, we'll see. Let me have a look at this. Okay. It looks like a knockoff banana leaf Louis Vuitton.
Okay.
So there's two options here. two options here.
Okay.
Either a a bootleg Kanye West guy made this.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
just a creative piece that
Okay.
a kid made from school. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're talking.
Okay, let me give you a clue. Let me give you a clue. This was sold in an auction.
Stop it, man. Okay. I think I know the price. I'm gonna. This is as high as it goes. If it's higher than this, I'm gonna disconnect from this podcast. By the way, I would say £700.
£700. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it has to be. It can't be more.
All right. Well, you're kind of there, but I'm gonna give you one more clue. Right? I'm gonna give you one more clue. I'm gonna show you one more picture of this handbag, and then you can change your answer one more time. All right?
All right. Let's go.
All right. Let's go. Here we go.
I actually don't remember how much it was.
Oh, you can give it a guess then as well.
Wait a minute. What?
That's the picture. That's the second clue. How much is this handbag, James? Now you are a man of culture. You can't not be a man of culture with your name being James Ridley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see this, but
so of course you would know how much this handbag costs.
yeah, but why were you focusing on handbag? There's a huge human being holding a small, decently sized handbag, you know.
So what's your guess? What's your guess?
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I said 700, right? Okay, this can't be this much, bro. It has to be less. It's pretty much. I'm sure it was just like a Gumtree auction or some shit. But I'm gonna say it's like what 300, maybe. Yeah, £300 to be fair.
No problem. So this story comes from, I forgot which platform this came from, but the headline of the story is MSCHF, MSCHF, microscopic bag, smaller than grain of salt, sells for $63,750.
I think you cut up there. Can you see it again?
MSCHF microscopic bag, smaller than a grain of salt, sells for $63,750.
So that tiny bag, yeah, it's worth my house, pretty much.
Yes. It's a down payment. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the down payment for your house. It's not your house. Roll it back. Let's guess the house price. Wait, what? 64 grand for your house?
But I have a 1-bedroom, like, I don't know, like a studio or whatever, man. I would not be surprised that it is costs around that much. And if it costs more than that, I don't know, man.
Bro.
It costs more.
It probably costs more, but I don't care, man. I'm just dazed by this price. Who bought it? Like an oil prince or something?
It has to be, right? It has to be. They didn't show. They didn't show.
Why would they want a bag of that size? It's not a bag.
It's a statement, I think. I think it's a statement, bro. Well, these people don't,
what?
You know what?
What statement?
Bro, like,
I can.
Okay, for these oil princes, yeah, listen. If you want to make a statement, what better statement than sending money to me and improving my life?
Right.
An African brother's life, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Cash at me, yo.
Yeah,
exactly. Eunice SJ, cash at me. What are you talking about? These oil people, bro. These oil people just do whatever they want, bro. I don't know. And we're just assuming this is an oil person. But yeah, it's so small that you need a microscope to see it, James.
No way, man.
With a microscope with an LED screen.
Can you imagine, like you know how a heist and they steal like an artifact? Imagine seeing this thing. Like, you know, they go in the night. This is like in a glass box.
The Mission Impossible, the Mission Impossible scene when he's like this. But you know, like, you know, in that, I don't know if it was in that scene, but you know, like in those scenes when the sweat like drips, and then it goes to the floor. That sweat will just dissolve the bag.
That's true.
Oh man.
Crazy.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, that's tiny, man. Didn't you say it was like the size of a grain of salt or smaller? It's the same size as a grain of salt, bro. It's so small that it can pass through the eye of a needle.
MSCHF, I don't know what your MSCHF. I don't know what your plans are in the world. You've released shoes that contain human blood. You've made trainers with holy water in the soles, a cologne that smells like WD-40, and giant red rubber boots that Astro Boy used to wear. MSCHF, and clearly you're selling these and you're making a lot of money from them. So I don't know if this is more of a commentary about MSCHF designing these products, or if it's a commentary on the people that are buying these products. Who do you guys think is a little bit more like off in the somewhere in the skull? The people designing it or the people buying the products?
Brother, I would say if there is demand for something, there will always be a supplier for us. So I'm guessing it has to be the people, bro. If people want it, you know, a person will do whatever they can to make a living, bro.
We just don't understand the people's intentions because we're poor.
This is true. This is true as well.
We just don't get it.
We're just.
Alhamdulillah, we're poor.
wait, hold on. Why are we just?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
I guess.
Got to be grateful for where we are.
I guess.
Who we are.
I guess.
A bit like money would be nice, can't lie, but you know, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I'd like some money. I'll be honest with you. I'd like some money.
What are you gonna buy with it, bro? 2025. Eunice buying shoes that are the size of so.
the size of my. Listen, man, MSCHF, whatever. We're just gonna move past this, because there's not really much to say about it outside of that. Outside of that, like, what else can you really say about it? Like, people bought it. 64 grand, bro. The 64 grand is, you know, the average salary in the UK, isn't it like 35 grand or something, or 30 grand a year? So this is like double of the salary of, this is 2 years salary for some people.
That's dollars.
Well, I think it's mostly the same. The math goes mostly the same. Maybe it'll be like 55,000 pounds or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like, 2 years, bro, on one bag.
What do you think their next idea should be, MSCHF? I think what they should do is have shoes where you buy each toe individually and it goes around your toe, and then it combines to create one shoe. So you need 5 together, and it's custom made around the shape of your toes.
Like Excalibur, you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, collecting all the cards together.
I'll be honest with you. If they make that, I feel like you're gonna have some residual sin on that, because they've just scammed people. So I wouldn't give them any more ideas.
Since you have to buy them individually, so say 5 people buy it, so they have to buy from each other to get a full set.
Yeah, like the Yu-Gi-Oh, like the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, where you get the arm, the left arm, the head, and the leg.
I'll be, no matter what, if I buy one of them, I'll be the last person to sell, because you know that person has 4 toes and then he wants one more. And then I can like mock up that price, man.
Oh my
God. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but the toes are getting together.
Yeah, bro. That's actually a good idea, but I prefer that over this stupid salt bag thing.
It's not
anyway,
stupid. Someone pays 60. That's not stupid money. That's
Bala, man. Bala, yo, Elon Musk rich, man. Ask him that.
Oh yes. Saeed,
man.
Saeed, or James. I keep confusing you for this friend of mine called Saeed.
Just think of me as I got like I don't know, some kind of.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Yeah, right, close your eyes.
Closing my eyes.
Imagine this scenario. Yeah, I'm closing my eyes right with you, right here.
Okay.
Imagine you're Elon Musk rich.
Okay.
Elon Musk rich, brother. Yeah, you're worth $150 billion. Yeah. And your wife really wanted this bag. Really wanted it. Would you buy it for her?
She really wanted this bag, yeah?
She really wants it. She's telling you, I need this for my collection. It will give me happiness. It will provide me joy. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature.
Do you know what, yeah? I will purchase the bag, and I'll purchase a couple therapy with it,
Wait, why?
bro. Because I don't know, man. I think there's something wrong. I think
Man's getting her a voucher for a therapy. I said a Groupon. Yo,
You
crazy.
get the bag, but you have to go to therapy because that is not normal. Why the hell would you want that? How do you even display that, by the way?
You gotta have it in the thing, bro. You gotta get the microscope with the LED screen. That's the only way. But anyway, since you touched on it already, we're just gonna go straight into it again. Therapy. Therapy. Why would people want to do this? The headline reads, "Dear therapist, my daughter's brother is actually her father."
Wait, what? What is?
Wait, subhanallah, hold on.
No way, man! I made that connection. Oh my! Please don't tell me that's the one.
Dear therapist, my daughter's brother is actually her father. So the editorial, The Atlantic have this monthly thing that they do in their platform where they get readers to send in questions for a therapist, a real therapist by the name of Lori Gottlieb, to answer questions or offer advice upon. But obviously, like, because it's a platform, is, you know, she always tells people, yo, like, don't actually take advice from me though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go to your local physician or therapist or whatever. So this month's letter came from a mother, and this is what the letter says. Dear therapist, when I married my husband, he had 2 adult children, and I had none. We both wanted to have a child together, but my husband had a vasectomy after his second child was born, too long ago to get the procedure reversed. We didn't want to use a sperm bank, so we asked my husband's son to be the donor. We felt that was the best decision. Our child would have my husband's genes, and we knew my stepson's health, personality, and intelligence. He agreed to help. Our daughter is 30 now. How do we tell her that her father is her grandfather, her brother is her father, her sister is her aunt, and her nephew is her half-brother? My husband and I are anxious, confused, and worried about telling her. This is also hard on my husband because he wants our daughter to know that he will always and forever be her father. Thank you for any advice you have to offer. Anonymous.
First of all,
Mm.
could we say Allahumma barak to these people? They have some crazy
Wait,
age.
what?
They have some crazy age gift. Like, the daughter is 30.
Now,
Let's say if the kid
yeah.
was 20 back then, that
Yeah.
would make him 50.
No. Wait. Oh, what? What you said?
If the son was 20,
Actually, wait a second. Yeah,
the
go on.
daughter is 30 now. That makes
Yeah.
the son 50.
Yeah.
If the mother and the grandfather are alive, that would make them what? Let's say 70, 80.
Oh, I just got it. I just understood you. I just understood you.
Allahumma barak, bro. They already
Wow.
beat the average life expectancy.
To
You know
be
what?
fair,
That's
he
so logical. When I was thinking about it, when they said, "How do I tell that like the daughter's brother is their dad?" I'm thinking the brother's the same age. Like I didn't even put,
right,
Same.
right. You know what? That's crazy.
That's crazy, man. But to
So-
hold her for this long.
So the
So
idea
her
that
dad is 50, bro.
and the dad already had adult kids.
yeah, so the kids. Well, to be fair, the kids are adult, right? So we don't actually know. They could be 8. He could have been 18.
Yeah.
Right, he could have been 18, but still, then that would mean that because she's 30 now, he's 48 minimum, right? But 48, give that. Let's say the dad had him when he was 18, that would make him what's 48 plus 18, 56, 66. So he would be 66. It still kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It still kind of makes sense. 36 years old when he had his daughter.
That's like perfect case scenario.
Perfect case scenario.
Well, isn't that like retirement age?
the
So
other
basically, he went through his entire life just working, working, working. He stopped work. He's sitting down. He's like, wow, you know what? Maybe we should tell her.
yeah.
Like, it just has time to
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. So the other scenario would be that the father is actually like at the age where it's believable that he's the grandfather of this 30-year-old girl. And that the brother makes sense that this brother who is her father is at the age where it makes sense that this is your father. If you introduced him as your father, the age difference and the way he looks now makes sense. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
but 30 years old though, bro. Imagine though, innit? Imagine you're in this scenario. You're 30 years old. You're 30 years old. That's Muslim people, yeah. 30 years old. You probably already have a wife. You have a wife of your own. You might have some young children of your own or child of your own, right? And then your mum comes to tell you and say, yo, like, you see your brother,
What are you saying, man?
that's your dad. Like, that's really your dad there.
Bro, I
That's
want you to keep
Baba.
in mind
That's
that
Papi.
her grandfather is almost 70. That's like heart attack kind of.
That's her father.
What?
To her, that's her father.
To her, that's her dad, yeah.
Oh, that's her dad, yeah. So if she goes mad and he has a heart attack, boof, dies.
Poof, dies.
That's another. That's another.
Tragedy.
What's it called?
Nah,
Trauma.
but wait, bro. Like, just get that in your head, though, bro. Like, your mum, bro, comes to you and says, "I am your mother, but your brother is your dad." Like, James, imagine Mo comes to you and says, "I'm your dad."
Wait, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, man. We're not doing that, fam. We're not doing that. This guy.
Wait, but bro, like, I can't even begin to, like, you know what I mean?
No,
I can't
I hear that.
begin to. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think you would think negatively. In my opinion, I don't think you should say anything about it. You know, you shouldn't say something. I think
So you would just leave it.
yeah, I don't think it's fair on her for her to find out. Let her live her life, man. Like, why would you do this? You guys wanted a daughter. You got what you wanted, and then now you're gonna pretty much ruin her life because you feel
that's
guilty.
wrong.
What do you mean it's wrong? That's how
You're allowing a human being. What? That's like saying. What do you call it? Getting a puppy
Yeah.
who's not a bulldog. Let's say a bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Dogs are haram, but let's keep it in a farm scenario.
Yeah.
Bulldogs, they get tired quick, right? Their
Go on.
strength, they don't have the stamina, and you go train them to be goat herders,
Mm-hmm.
right? It doesn't work. Like you need to give a human.
Brother,
being
you've
a
made no
purpose.
point.
Let me finish. Go on,
Brother,
go on,
you've
go
made
on.
no point.
No, let me finish this point, bro. Let's go. Go Hussein. Go Hussein.
No, it kind of makes no sense. Not now.
Hey, this is
Listen, a human being. You need to tell the human being the truth.
Oh,
So they
that
can
was
rest.
beautiful.
You need to tell the dog the truth that he's not a German Shepherd.
Nah.
He's a bulldog.
Okay, you know what? You actually do, like, I had a point, and it kind of does relate to what you were saying. The only reason I can think of in terms of having to let her know is maybe like health. Like if something happens in the future and there's some sort of health related thing, they're like, oh, so your parents, blah blah blah, like she's gonna answer based off of her granddad rather than the son, which probably is not gonna make a big deal.
No, it doesn't.
Well, the other thing too is that, bro, like in our day and age now, you know, 23andMe. 23andMe. You can figure like, and that's really common now, right? So like, imagine one day she does a 23andMe, and then she just finds out that her brother is her dad. Like, would you rather she found out really that way, or you have told her?
I don't think she would find out like that. She'd probably look at it and she's like, this is wrong. And she might complain to them and be like, your thing is broken, you people. And then she'll just move on with her life. And then she'll go to her family and be like, guys, guess what? Like, they said that my brother was my dad. Imagine that.
But no, even if you look at worst case scenario, say she does find out, bro, let her live her life like a minesweeper. Who cares, bro? When it comes to it, it blows up. You know the game Minesweeper, bro.
Okay.
You know, you just walk
So
your
you
life in
just let her blow up anyway, even though you have the guide to pinpoint her where not the bomb is.
Yeah, it's fine, bro. Let her live her life that way because there's a small chance you find out, bro. Come on.
All right. What?
Guys,
Cool.
I can explain. I can explain my story again. So the reason I added the dog story, right? Now it makes sense, right?
Okay.
She's not a dog. She's a human being. You can get
Right.
a dog. You can get a pit bull or a bulldog to train to be a goat herder, even though they're not qualified to be. But a human being, you can't lie to a human being, especially when it comes to serious life decisions.
Okay. I guess.
But is it a lie,
yeah.
Come on.
It's a human. It's not a dog.
Oh, come on.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. So all right. So obviously, like I said, this was sent to a psychotherapist, right? So the psychotherapist obviously did reply, and she wrote a fairly long letter as well. So I'm just gonna try and condense it as best as I can. So the first thing she says is that I'm glad that you and your husband have decided to tell your daughter the truth, right? As you think about having to have, she starts, bro. By the way, as I'm reading this, she starts dropping gems, brother. Yeah. As you think about how to have an honest conversation, keep in mind that there are two truths that your daughter will be absorbing simultaneously. First, the person she calls her brother is her biological father. And second, the people she calls her parents have deceived her for 30 years. That's fire, bro. That's fire. It's like, because that's true. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
it's not like, that is, you know what? Yeah, okay, cool. That is my dad. That is the truth. But you've also just lied to me and hid, bro. It's sick. And then she says, and then she goes, she drags on a bit about the importance of telling the truth. She says the fact that a secret, she refers to I forgot I forgot the guy's name, but I think it's Jung. She refers to Jung, the philosopher, and she mentions how he says that a secret is like a mental, it's a psychic poison that it can actually cause illnesses within your own, like physical illnesses, despite the fact it being mental. And that's how bad it is, like, to have like secrets, especially as heavy and as burden, like as heavy burden as that is. But this is her advice. She goes, first, state the facts as simply and clearly as possible. We have something important to tell you, and we wish we had told you sooner. When we wanted to have a child together, we discovered that it wouldn't be possible. We considered our options and decided to ask your brother to be our donor because we felt it would be safer and more desirable to choose someone we knew who shared your father's DNA. So that's her idea of what's simple and clear means, right? And then, now this part here, ladies and gentlemen, for the people listening, this part here doesn't just apply for this scenario. This part here, this is just in general advice on how to tell a secret to someone, right? So that's the first thing you do. And then you apologize and take full responsibility for not telling her the truth from the beginning. Don't make excuses or ask for her understanding. Tell her you can imagine how shocking this must be and that you feel terrible for denying her the right to know where she comes from and who she is. If she asks you why you kept this a secret, tell her that you were afraid of you were afraid of without in any way defending or justifying your decision. Tell her the reason why, but don't justify why. Just tell her why. Because you were scared. You were afraid. You didn't want, you know what I'm saying? You were just scared. You were afraid. That's it. Leave it there. Don't try to, you know what I'm saying? And then reiterate that if you could do this again, you would be honest from the start. Accountability. You feel me? And then this spot here. Tell your daughter who else knows. So there are no more secrets remaining in the family. Don't just leave one secret and then just keep other secrets. No. This is the moment now you've decided to tell the truth. Tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And make sure to then communicate that you're aware that you've betrayed her trust. That it might take some time to rebuild. Have some self-awareness of the consequences of this truth-telling. This should never have been a secret, and that this is her story. You encourage it. You encourage her to share it with whoever she wants. This is your story. This is the secret that we've kept from you. So it's up to you who you want to tell this to. If you want to give this to if you want to confide in your close best friend, you do that. You do that. And then she goes on and well, there's more stuff to it. But the main thing those were the main things I talked about. And then the last main thing is that the key is to talk as little as possible and not make this about your feelings. Instead, check in with her about how she's feeling and ask what you can do and what you can do to support her. That's it. You know,
That's some good advice, yeah.
You know, she might feel betrayed, angry, frustrated, annoyed, all these types of embarrassed, all these types of emotions. You know what I'm saying? So you have to just understand that it's gonna take time to process this news. The news isn't your news, so you can't then dictate the timeline for her. You can't say get back to me in a day and tell me how you feel. What? I've lived 30 years calling this brother my brother, and he's my dad. I'll take as much time as I want. If it takes 30 years for me to get over this, it takes 30 years for me to get over this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wonder how many times they had some sort of argument, or the girl pushed her brother, and they're fighting or something, and the brother's just there I'm your dad, you. Oh, I wish I could tell you.
Oh man!
She raises her voice, he just goes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Dad.
Sorry. One last thing before we move on. As you free your family from its long-held secret, you might feel less anxious approaching your daughter if you remember that there will be many conversations to follow. No single conversation has to go perfectly, and that the truth, no matter how messy, is what makes people feel safe and connected. You clearly love your daughter, and we owe honesty to the people we love.
Wow.
I love that, I swear down, I love that. Maybe not the stuff about, I get it in the Western culture, the idea about sharing things like that. But obviously in our culture, if there's certain mistakes that happen in your life or you've committed certain things, you keep that to yourself, because obviously Allah has hidden that from the people for your benefit. And you don't just you don't betray Allah's kindness in hiding it by telling other people. But yeah, outside of that, everything she said here was fire. Very, very fire.
That's wisdom. They have in certain before, I guess, social media and technology, you had in certain villages there were elders, and there was one elder that's that guy's got wisdom.
Right,
Go to him.
right.
He's got experience. Talk
Right.
to him.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to have that one day. Where I could, because it was all gold. It was the first point She was like, there's two things. Exactly, like it's not like, you know, there might be a couple. There's two things. Like I know.
Mhm.
I have this experience. I have the wisdom. There's two
Right.
things. This is what's gonna happen.
Right.
Next, that's what's gonna happen. Also, remember in the future, that's not it. There's gonna
Yeah.
be questions. There's gonna be
Facts.
conversations. Like all of that is like everything is covered. Well, from my perspective, anyway, everything is covered.
Yeah, I think it was really, and this is why is the reason why sometimes a therapist is so necessary, man. And I think, you know what, like I know you were trying to do this, Musin. Maybe not necessarily a therapy, but counseling at least. I think it's very important that we encourage the because obviously, like I mentioned, we keep our, you know, we want to keep our sins to ourselves because, you know, it's been hidden to the people by Allah. So that's a fact. But it is like there is such a thing as well. Like if you do need a therapist, right? It's like therapy is not banned from Islam. It's not something that, you know, it's not something that's not allowed. But it is, but you are then encouraged to go, you know, you should seek a Muslim therapist so that you are advised in a way by someone who can relate to you, right? So I say that then to say, I think we should encourage more Muslim people to become Muslim therapists.
صح. No, that's correct.
In order to accommodate for us, because we are right, because isn't it, it's true, it's a fact that we are like the fastest growing religion in the world, right? Where we're over 1 billion people in the world. And so if we all understand here the importance of therapy and how therapy can be really helpful to the well-being, both mental and physical, of a person. But if we don't have access to that help, because the people offering that help don't have the capability, or not necessarily the capability, but don't have the they can't relate to us because of that one aspect, then it's really difficult to then move forward with that. So that's all.
No, it's true. We do rely on sheikhs a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like sheikhs have got so much things to focus on. And I think to have one job.
Because sometimes as well, you know, you know what, I don't want to delve too much in this because I feel like we might isolate some people in the audience. But like, you know, like you know, some sheikhs as well, right? Whilst what they're saying is not wrong, it's true, right? Sometimes a person will ask them, Sheikh, I'm really depressed. You know, in the last few months, I've been feeling a lot of depression and this type of things. And a sheikh will just bluntly just tell you straightforward, right? I mean, I guess depending on who it is, but for the most part, they'll just tell you, you know, just remember that everything has been decreed by Allah. Everything, you know, is already written and determined. And as long as you make dua and as long as you do this, you'll be okay. If you just leave everything to Allah, and that's true, right? But sometimes if you're in a state of depression, it's not always all that you need.
Yeah.
Does that mean?
Yeah.
That is all you need, realistically. But as a human being who is not perfect and can't always get to that state of mind, sometimes you need a little bit more than just make dua. For a person to just tell you to make dua. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's like someone trying to, I don't know, like lose weight, for example. And they've been trying their entire life and it's difficult. Or someone that has like, I don't know, like anorexia, like any sort of like, let's say like eating disorder, for
body
example.
dysmorphia.
Yeah, and you just tell them, just like if they're trying to lose weight, just exercise and eat less.
Yeah, it's true, but it's like
yeah, there's an element of like, you know, like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and even like his companions and stuff. Like when people would ask questions, there would be like empathy and understanding, like a lot of the time, in the things that like people asked, right? It wasn't just, and there'd be like questions and trying to understand the situation. But yeah, you're right. There are some people where like you'll be like, you know, I'm feeling depressed. As I say, brother, listen. You're feeling depressed, but you have to rest your head on the floor.
Right,
then
right,
you'll feel good. That's it.
Right. Bro, like, bro, it's
He
like,
said, bro.
like I hear you. Like what you're saying is correct. Like, oh yeah, like just pray tahajjud and make dua during tahajjud. It's like I get it. Like I should be doing that, and it will help. But I can't even. You know what you know what a previous coach I had used to say. The hardest workout any person, the hardest exercise that any person in the world, right? For any person in the world, you know what the hardest exercise is? Opening the door.
What do you mean?
Getting up and opening the door of your bedroom. Opening the door of your house. And going to the gym. And going to whatever it may be. Going to the park and running out. But that first exercise of grabbing the doorknob and twisting it and opening the door, that will always be the toughest exercise.
Yeah.
All to say, it's all here.
Discipline.
Like, once you can get over that wall, khalas. So I think then that's why Muslim therapists, for example, would really help the people, of our religion.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop, you know what I'm saying? Like, people say, be a doctor, be a lawyer. That's good, that's important. We should do that. But, you know what I'm saying? Be a doctor of the mind too.
Help the ummah.
Mm-hmm.
Need to help the ummah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
inshallah. I remember I had I've had like counselors before, and it's not necessarily like a bad thing. Like when something's gone wrong, like I think it's just like if you can afford it,
Right.
everyone has like childhood trauma. Everyone has things that they dealt with like in school or like when they were younger, and they've grown up like having a certain viewpoint or a certain like worldview or certain like things that they're dealing with. They're just like no one
Right.
is free from it. Like everyone
No.
has something.
Right.
And if you want to, like, I'm very much in the space of like trying to excel like in my life, in all areas of my life. And if I want to do that, like how can I do that if I'm being held back by these chains and these things from my past? So I highly encourage it. I remember I had one counselor, and he was a guy like in America, and I remember going on this. I had a few sessions with him, but I went on at first, and I was like, yeah, so I just wanted to like talk about like this thing, and then he had a really like strong accent, I remember, and he was like, yeah, man, so like what's going on with you? And I'm just like, yeah, yo, I'm just
Right.
this is going on. He's like, oh man, I got my religion, so I'm all right. I'm all right.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, yeah, I'm a Christian. So, you believe in God? And I was like, yeah, I do. I'm a Muslim. Say, yeah, man, we got a lot alike. And he started doing like da'wah to me, like trying to convert me to Christianity. And then he's like, man, but it's all about you. It's all about you. Whatever you want to talk about, you talk to me. And I remember spending a lot of time like trying to explain like the religion, because I would say something maybe, and he's like, oh, well, explain that to me. And I spent like half an hour just trying to explain this simple concept that like, a Muslim would understand. So like when you say like a Muslim counselor, like, yeah,
it's really yeah.
important thing.
Really good conversation, guys. Thank you for that. But we move on. Speaking of mothers, we move back to Chicago. Headline is Chicago prosecutors drop murder charges against mother and son accused in hot dog stand killing. So prosecutors in Chicago have dismissed murder charges brought against a 35-year-old mother and her 14-year-old son in the shooting death at a hot dog stand after emerging evidence comes to light. The emerging evidence they talk about, right? So what happened was, actually there's a video here.
Lady, get your food. Who? Get in the car. Who? Lady. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my grandma, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Whoa.
Right.
Okay.
Oh my days.
So what happened there? So no one really knows like where it all started.
Did you hear the last bit? Hear the last second. Hear the noise.
Oh, the impact, you mean?
That was a
yeah. So again, no one really knew. No one really knows how this all happened, right? How the conversation or the argument began. But anyway, these two, I think the man's name is Jeremy Brown, the victim. I forget what the mother's name is or what the son's name is, but the mother and the 35 year and the man, they started having an argument in this hot dog stand, right? It's not really a stand; it's more of a vestibule, but they call it a hot dog stand. They started having an argument, and then arguing, and then the lady, you can actually hear it in the video, tells the son to go in the car, right? I don't know if she says to go get the gun from the car, but she tells him to go in the car, right? And then the Jeremy Brown, which is like you can see in the video, he's just like, "What? Get what in the car?" And then he starts going, "Say one more word, I'm gonna punch you. Say one more word and I'll knock you out." And then he actually did like hit her. And then shortly after that, the 14-year-old son pulls out a handgun, and shoots the man in the back. And then the EMT people came in and declared him DOA, death on arrival. Dead on the scene, not DOA. Dead on the scene. From the shot from the back.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about that story?
All I'll say is, alhamdulillah, it didn't go south. Imagine this guy accidentally shoots his mom.
Oh, you mean like that? I was like, it did go south. A man died.
Someone died.
No. I mean, I understand that he died.
Right.
Didn't go more south.
There's a reason why he died. He was. I mean, as you said, he was warned, right?
No, he was warning her to stop talking, or I'm gonna like
knock you out.
No, but she said, "Go get the thing from the car."
Right. Well, I don't know, but she did say, "Go in the car" to the son. Go in the car.
Oh, right. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could have gone south, man. And
it went south, fam.
Again,
it could have gotten worse, is what he's saying.
He caused a bodily harm, right? Say me and you. I mean, all of us need to think of her as our mother. You and your mom walking down the road, right? And you say, "Mom, I'm hungry." You say, "All right, we got food ready at home, but let's grab a quick snack." You go get a hot dog, a halal one.
Right. Yeah.
You go grab one, and then all of a sudden, there's this guy starts abusing your mom. You're 14 years old, Said. You can't fight this guy. And alhamdulillah, out of anywhere else in the world, you're in Texas, America.
Chicago. Which is probably worse, to be honest, in terms of guns.
And you're 14 years old, bro.
But yeah, I don't like.
That's a kid who tried to defend his mom the best way he can.
No, but honestly, in my opinion, if that was a scenario, I would get the gun and I would run yelling at him. "Get off my mom! I'm gonna shoot you!" Like I would pretty much yell at him. No way you would do that at that opportunity. You're seeing your mom's face being destroyed. This guy landed multiple hits. I mean, I don't. Okay,
not one, not two, 4 hits.
Okay, I don't know. Here's the thing, bro. Like for me personally, I don't think I would shoot a human being for that, bro. I would never shoot a human being for that, man.
Shoot a human being, bro. I would
shoot. You know what I do? I'll shoot the wall. I would yell but I don't think I would shoot a human being for that, bro.
You say that as a, how old are you? Like 27?
Don't expose my age, bro. What the hell?
Yeah. Anyway, you say that as a late.
As someone older than 14 years old.
Yeah, go on.
27 and
you were 14 years old. This is more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you're a different person.
If you're a lot more impulsive.
And you're panicking.
You're a lot more impulsive. You're a lot more susceptible to acting upon your emotions, including rage from seeing your mother get a hit in the face. Brother, I'll be honest with you. This is an advice for all the people out there. Keep your hands to yourselves. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, brother. People, are you listening to me? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Keep your
Listen,
hands to yourselves.
if you're a man, why would you ever hit a woman? Women
Yeah.
always talk, no matter what. Just step out. Let her get her hot dog. Come back in 5 minutes later. Grab your hot dog.
I
Done.
forgot about it. It was about a hot dog, wasn't it?
No,
I know, but I don't think
it's
we know
probably
what
the
it
view.
actually
Yeah,
was
yeah,
about.
we don't know what it was
It's
actually
view or something.
about. We don't know what it was actually
Like,
about.
they could have known each other.
Right.
Like, you know, like, and this is just an assumption. Like, there's so many
We
things
don't.
that could have happened.
The video doesn't catch what caused the argument, but an argument ensued, and yeah, that was it.
I don't know, man. Okay, fair enough. Well, I don't know. Maybe
It's just-
shoot legs. I don't know, man.
But the only difference
As a
between
14-year-old,
this,
I don't think you have
the
that
only-
discernment.
the only difference between this and the scenario I gave you, Bella, is that this mother texted her son, who was already in the car, to come outside
Okay.
the car and bring the gun with him.
No, didn't she just say it? In the
No,
video?
No,
I
he
heard-
texted
It
her.
wasn't. I don't think she texted him to come out.
Yeah, she texted him.
I feel like she's escalating stuff as well. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like for me, yeah, I don't know, man. I think she's
All right,
escalating
so
stuff.
here's my other question then. So in your mind, should anyone be going to jail or prison?
Me, honestly,
No.
I would say no because yeah, I would say no because he did hit her, man. So this is pretty much just self-defense. But I feel like they shouldn't have escalated to that point, you know. One of them should have just backed off. And if he's so angry like that, I would have taken at least 2 steps back. But the fact that she's standing there and she was somewhat under control and she's telling him to get a gun and stuff like that. Why get a gun? Why don't you just take 2 steps back?
I didn't hear her say get a gun.
I heard you watch again.
No,
She's
she texted him to come out. She already
No,
knew
ju-
he had the gun.
No, listen. If you watch the video again, it happens very subtly at the beginning. If you listen properly,
I heard like go to the car, but I didn't hear get a gun.
Yeah.
Didn't he say who get a gun? Like, can you guys not hear that, or am I just?
No, he said who get in the car.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm deaf. I call you guys deaf.
Anyway, what about you, Mason? Should anyone in this situation be going to prison or jail?
No.
I don't know what the laws are out there. I assume no, based on the laws. But
If you were the lawmaker, astaghfirullah. But if it was you, if it was up to you, would anyone be going to jail?
Me, no. Still. And my reason is you know, he started violence, and this was a way to retaliate violence, and it's not necessarily in what do you call it? He didn't start like the person that shot the gun, the son, I guess, in this scenario. He didn't instigate this, you know. He's pretty much just defending his mom. And as Hussein said, you know, 14-year-old boy, his mother's being beaten. You know, I'll put all that into account, you know, and I would say no.
Yeah, yeah. Just let me again clarify it with myself. I just read it again. It says during the argument, so that's before he started punching her. His mom texted him to come outside, to come inside. What, you know, he was waiting outside the car, you know, wherever the car was parked, and she told him to come inside.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's illegal, so I would still say no.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a 14 years old, what would you do, Mohsen? What would you do against this grown-ass man, 35, 30 years old?
I
in his
probably would
prime,
have fought him at 14.
muscles, with a
With
gun in your pocket?
No, I was a pretty big 14-year-old. Like,
Wallah, I was about
yeah,
to say that,
like, I probably would have been very like scared. Like
yeah.
the 100%, I would have been like terrified.
Okay, you're
The
small,
way that he was
14 years old,
shouting.
Okay, relate
with
to
a
that.
gun in your
If
pocket.
listen,
I'd-
guys. Is I
I
think
don't know, I'll
I
shout
think
or something.
if I had a gun and if I'm 14 years old and I have a gun and someone's just punched my mother's face, bro, I'm shooting someone.
And it wasn't just once. He kept going. Like
Yeah.
like when the video ended, I think he'd hit her 4 or 5 times already. And
my
he doesn't look
yeah,
like he was gonna stop.
my rage is shooting someone. Like, and I think that's
I agree. Yeah.
and I think that's why I feel like no one should be going to jail, because or prison, because if anything, he acted upon rage, and at 14 years old, I think you can use that as a defense in court. Like, I just seen something traumatic happen, like I reacted as a 14-year-old. Obviously you can't use that in any other scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like that, having a blind rage, but still like 14, I think you can make that.
I don't think anyone should go to
Right.
I don't think anyone should be prosecuted here. Like the mum was a victim. I don't know what happened before, but just from that video, if that's the only video I saw, the mum was the victim.
Right.
The son, who's a minor anyway, came to defend his mum in the only way that he saw fit, which he had a gun. Why not use it?
Right.
To defend your mum, you know, it could have been worse. Right. Like all of these things are going through your mind. So yeah, I would make sure the family has support and empathy, and the child gets counseling
and
probably
help,
family
man.
counseling.
That's because that's a PTSD type of tragedy that happens. Not like you know, there's a poet, I forget her name. Oh, she's not a poet. She's one of the, well, she is a poet, but she's one of those people that do like those, you know, those like spoken word type things. And I remember she did one performance where she said something like, when someone dies, they always say pray for the mother of the person who just died. But it's like, today someone got murdered, and someone's son got murdered, and another son just became a murderer. And we never pray for the person who became a murderer, or pray for the person whose son became a murderer.
Wow.
And in both scenarios, although one is no longer here, in both scenarios, both mothers just lost their child.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
It's not coming back.
in both scenarios, both mothers just lost their child. And although one is physically not here, the other one is somewhere else now. Forever their life has changed. So, you know, we should offer our thoughts to that person and the family of that person, to be able to have the support and the help that they may need, and the love that they require during this time, as well as the family of the person who actually passed away in this whole scenario. Because this could have all just been a crazy like misunderstanding. Do you know what I mean? That just a mountain out of a mole type of scenario where things just escalated to a whole different type of level. So that started out like this. So, you know, thoughts and prayers to the people involved, man. Thoughts and
Can I
prayers.
say as well, very well said by you, Eunice. That was, that last part. That really.
I can't take credit. I just forget who the person's name is. I think it's like Jasmine something. Jasmine Mans, maybe. Or Manning, or Man, I don't know. But yeah, her. Well done. Yeah, she said that. That always stuck with me. Maybe I'll put it here maybe I'll have it here if I ever find it. But yeah, man. Where are we at? What? We can squeeze in one more story before we head into our last sections. Let's go to something more fun, maybe. And I don't know if this is necessarily fun, but it could be good news, especially for people like me. Headline is, a new weight loss drug dubbed the Triple G could be stronger than Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro, and as powerful as a bariatric surgery.
I don't know what any of that is.
A bariatric surgery is just anything. It's
That's
just
crazy.
It's just a surge. It's an umbrella term for surgeries that deal with obesity. So it could be stapling the stomach, or putting on the sleeve, and things of that nature. So that's what a bariatric surgery is. And the other three, Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro, are just all different drugs as well, that supposedly help with weight loss. So this new drug called retatrutide is currently in the clinical stage, obviously, of the trials. And there have been results from 2 separate mid-stage clinical trials of the drug. And the drug is from Eli Lilly, and the results were released in the New England Journals of Medicine and the Lancet on Monday. So it's the same with those other three drugs, in that it's a once weekly injection of hormones that change the way we eat, leading to early feelings of fullness and decreased appetite. However, unlike Ozempic and Wegovy, which mimic only one hunger regulating hormone, GLP, this is where the G in the triple G comes from, or Mounjaro, which mimics 2 hormones, GLP-1 and GIP, retatrutide is a single molecule that mimics 3 different hunger regulating hormones, GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. And in the trial published in the NEJM, the New England Journal of Medicine, patients with obesity who were given the highest weekly dose of the drug, which was 12 milligrams, lost an average of 58 pounds in 11 months.
Okay.
So for the people out there who are not American, 58 pounds is 26 kilograms. And so this is before, like, I think, exercise and stuff like that. And their weight, and this is the important part, their weight was still going down even after the trial. So it wasn't like a thing that it was just happening because of the drug. Even after the trial ended, they managed to keep this habit, or they managed to keep this mentality. And so every patient on the highest dose of the drug lost at least 5% of their body weight, and a quarter of those participants lost 30% or more of their weight.
That's very impressive.
You know who would love this drug?
Me?
Andrew Tate.
Wait, why?
Okay.
Because
Take us there. School us.
he claims to be the top G.
Okay.
Now this drug is triple G.
Oh, okay. I see the fun.
Come on now.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you get that one. Hold this. Here, it's my hand. Yeah, hold this. Nah, don't cricket him, bro. What do you mean? Why are you cricketing him?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Anyway.
Anyways, 26 kilograms, you said, right?
Yeah.
That is actually not bad for a drug that regulates your diet, pretty much. Like it's
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you have to take into consideration as well, like, what happens if once you start to include exercise in that.
Yeah.
Cardio, weightlifting, and they don't really. I mean, in the article, because I didn't read the trial and stuff like that, so I don't know
where you
what
gonna
they
get
did in
all
the
the
study.
energy from?
Well, you
Like,
still eat food, but it just decreases. The thing is, like, the only thing is that we don't actually. I'm just hoping that
there could be a point where you're like, today I'm not gonna eat nothing. I'm not gonna eat anything.
I don't like this medicine at all.
This is gonna be crazy. I mean, it's good, but like that's like crazy laziness.
You're gonna become so reliant on it.
Yeah.
Like it's
facts.
Because really and truly, if you want to maintain like weight loss, it's discipline and it's a lifestyle that you live. You just change your lifestyle. You live a different lifestyle than you were living before, unless it's some sort of biological thing.
Yeah.
But with this, it's just there's no lifestyle change. You continue to live how you're living, but you just take this medicine which regulates how much you eat. But it's gonna have side effects as well.
But your lifestyle will change.
Yeah, I was
Though.
about to say that. Yeah, that's true. See, your lifestyle will change, but I just think that because again, this drug you need to take this.
How does it change? Explain how does it
Because
change?
I'll explain.
go on.
It doesn't force you to eat any health any better.
Well, no, the
It doesn't force you to drink any
no.
better.
So the hormone regulating aspect of it encourages you to eat less. So where is it? So you'll start to feel full quicker, and your appetite actually decreases with it. So the drug forces you to change your lifestyle. If that makes sense.
I see it in two ways. So it forces you to change your lifestyle because you're going to eat less and you get into certain patterns and habits of eating less because you're on this drug.
Right.
Afterwards, what happens then? Are you going to continue? Because your appetite, I assume, is going to go back up if you stop taking it. And then you're just going to fall into the same sort of habits.
Well, that's
unless it's maybe using it as a like a starter kind of thing. You know how like people have antidepressants, for example. It's not supposed to be used forever, but if you're in a situation now where you just kind of you feel you need it just temporarily, then sure.
Well,
and
that's
then hopefully
why
later on you can.
one of the
Okay.
reasons why they're flawed by this new drug is that, like I mentioned earlier, even after the trial ended, people were still losing weight.
No, that's the side effect of any medicine, right? But if you give it, good time, after a while, it will wear off, right? So as we said, lifestyle, it can't just be changed. Lifestyle is a mindset, as we all said, and to have the mindset to only eat good and like, okay, once I lose all this weight, right, I'm gonna stop for taking these drugs because clearly they're gonna be expensive as hell. Because now we're talking about the average person, right? So if we keep taking these drugs, take it for 6 months. 6 months later, I'm like, all right, at a good weight. I'm happy where I am, and I'm still gonna lose weight for another month. Let me just focus on eating good. Do you think most people will do that?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. But here's the thing. For me, I look at it as two different people. Yeah, you have one person who just sells himself this dream that I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna lose weight and stuff like that. But there are other people that are just gonna use it as a big push at the beginning for themselves. They just and them know in their heads like, okay, no, I'm going to lose this amount of weight because this is promised by the drug maker, so that I will lose this amount of weight. So what they would want to do is they would add stuff like eating healthier or exercising a little bit here and there to pretty much just push that and make it faster. So for example, they'll see like 11 months until I lose this weight. They'll try to make it 6 months. Again, they're not doing a lot more, like compared to a person that's just not using the drug, but it is at least something that is helping them push, like a gas, like helping them push forward. And I think
No,
to these
but
people,
they're not
it's
doing
that bad, man.
anything. They're not doing anything. They're just telling you take these drugs, or they're injecting these drugs,
It's
and
an
then
injection, yeah.
automatically your body rejects you, tells you no, you can't eat this much. You're full. You're done. You have one spoon, and you're like, yeah, I'm done.
I could
One
see this
spoon.
being
One
beneficial.
spoon of rice, you're like, you're done. It's
For
just
obese
an
people,
example.
bro. This is for obese people, though, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see this being beneficial for people who really, really, like maybe have been trying. Let's say been trying for like 10 years. They've been trying and they just fail and they try and they fail and they've just given up. And
Yeah.
finally, they have something that helps them to lose weight. Like once you've lost weight, you probably don't want to put it back on. So
Yeah.
if you stopped it, there's going to be more motivation there to continue. Because you've now achieved something. Well, you've achieved. You
Right,
have some
right,
sort
right.
of achievement, rather than
Right.
just being a
Well-
failure or you haven't been able to achieve what you wanted.
At the end of the day, it is still in its clinical trials, so they are hoping to get it to make the trials longer and with more people, because they expect that because of the quote unquote success it had with the small trial, then they imagine that in a bigger trial it will be even more. And then obviously with drugs like this, like I think Hussein just pointed it out as well before, like we don't know, like we have to double check the long-term effects of these type of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you take this for like 6 months, but then because it's a hormone drug, right? Imagine that hormone just like messes with your body in the long run, where that effect is just forever now. So now you can't even you can't indulge in anything because your body will just feel full. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if one day I want a mighty bucket for 2 for just 1? But I can't because you're like the drug just messed up with your hormones, and everyone's. But I live for the day where we're all just ripped. Imagine everyone in the dunya has just got 6-packs. Imagine that. That'd be hilarious. So
that'll be like episode like 3061. We're just like, yo, the dunya's gone crazy, guys. Guess what happened this week? We're all ripped.
Anyway, but I mean, look, listen. If it goes great, if this trial proves successful, and I'm not already 6-pack man by that time, ya akhi, I sign me up. I will be there. Inshallah, I will be there. So let's make dua that this goes successful. I'm joking. Oh man, oh man. Anyway, people, we're there. We are there. We have reached it. We have reached it. Florida Man News Time! And today's Florida Man News Time is quite possibly the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
No, hold on.
Well, not really the most ridiculous thing.
More than the cat.
Yes, more than the cat. More than the cat. It's a little bit sadder than the cat too. Someone did get slashed there. I don't know, but we always. Let's go into this. The headline reads: Young Florida man is charged with animal cruelty for using a baby alligator to shotgun a twisted tea. You guys know what a shotgun is? Shotgunning a drink is? Do you guys know what that is?
I know what you mean. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I know.
So it's when they get a can and they punch a hole right on one end, and then as they're about to drink it, they open the thing, the lid at the top, and then that, because of the airwave or whatever, it drains down quickly. So like it's basic shotgunning is basically drinking the beverage as quickly as possible. And twisted tea is Arizona tea but with alcohol in it. So normally people shotgun alcohol. So this guy, he got a baby alligator. He's a young man. I don't know how old exactly, but he's a young man. He looks like he's in his teens. He's a minor. Well, they call him a minor, right? He gets a baby alligator, him and his friends. They use the baby alligator to punch the hole, right? And then he opens from the top, and then he drinks it while holding the alligator, and the alligator is clamped onto the thing. So he's now basically using the alligator as a drink holder whilst drinking this drink.
Oh, that's much. Wait, that's much better. I thought he's gonna punch a hole into the alligator and drink the.
No. So,
thank God, yeah.
I don't know why you thought that, but
Yeah, what do you mean?
I
You
think-
described what shotgunning was.
I think you need a Muslim therapist. How did your mind get there? But yeah, no. So he just used the alligator's teeth, and there's a video of it. But I couldn't really find a good video of it because all the videos were like had other news establishments like reporting on it, commentating over it. I just wanted the video itself. So if I find it, I'll have it on the screen now. But I don't have it at the moment. But yeah, man, I saw the video though, and it's like they just pass around this alligator, bro. Like they drop it on the floor, like on the road. Like once they're done drinking, like he drops it on the floor. They pass it around, kick it about. It's sad, bro. It's sad.
Okay.
And
that's even bad.
And then so what happened was there was a teenage girl, probably around, like, I think they're supposed to be in the same friend group, and she was filming all this, and she was like, yo, like, get off the, what are you guys doing, man? Let's get off the thing. And then they were laughing, blah blah blah, and then finally they were just like, let's go. And then the brother of the girl took the alligator and released it to the ocean. So, the alligator is relatively unharmed. However, there is an expert. Where does it say his name? No. Yes, it does. So his name is, I only wrote down his last name, Yates. He said that normally an alligator in that size, which is like this big, right? Like maybe that big, right? When he hits the ground,
how big?
when he hits the ground, it's like 2 rulers, maybe a ruler and a half. When he hits the ground, normally an alligator that size, when they hit the ground, they speed off, they run. But he thinks that this alligator was so stunned by what's happening and how he's being handled that when he hit the ground, he just stayed there. Like,
that's trauma.
probably like, am I dead? Like, I think I'm just gonna die here now. So he hit the ground, and then he just stayed there. Nothing.
Yeah.
And then they picked it up again, played with it.
That's sad.
Maximum sentence, please.
That's such a kid thing to do.
It
Like
is.
that's not, that happens like everywhere. That it's a big thing, like in the West. Like, oh my goodness, how could that happen? And it is very sad. But there's people doing, like I heard a story of and it was such a sad story. And it was someone I knew as well. When they went to it was in Algeria, I think.
Yeah.
And they basically just got like a bunch of rats, and
Okay.
they took like stones and they like threw it at the rat. They played a game basically to see who could like kill the most rats, and obviously not all the stones are killing the rats.
Yeah.
So they throw something, now it's injured, it's there, it's lying on the floor, it's just like ready to die, and they're like, oh, we're gonna get it, and they're trying to hit it, and like it was just normal to them.
It's so stupid, man. But it should be noted too, by the way, that human beings are not the only people that perform animal cruelty when they're young, because dolphins do this too. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of dolphins passing around the pufferfish. Have you guys seen this? So
I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
So it'll be a group of young adolescent dolphins, and they'll get a pufferfish. I'll put a video if I find it. They'll like find a pufferfish, and the pufferfish will puff up, and then they'll just start playing with it. Apparently, though, it's because it's not just for fun and playing catch. The pufferfish, when it's distressed like that, it releases mild toxins, and those dolphins actually get high from that.
That's crazy, man.
So these dolphins, you know what I'm saying? Humans are not the only ones. I love dolphins though, man. I love dolphins.
So
But
intelligent.
anyway, so yeah, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has charged this guy with animal cruelty. So I mean, he is a minor, so I don't know how much, I don't know what the worst thing really that can happen to him. But be better, man. Be better. Do something else with your life, man. Remove yourself from those group of friends. They're allowing you to do that stuff, man. Be better. Be better.
Yeah.
And hopefully that alligator goes on to become a grown adult and terrorize some prey's life.
Yeah, it might see them in the future one day, because that's going to be imprinted in its memory, and it's just
Imagine.
there, and it just sees one of them, and it's just like it just starts running just out of nowhere.
Can you
And it
imagine?
just, and
I
they
know
can run fast as well.
I know elephants do it. Imagine an alligator had that type of memory. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
That'd be like a villain arc, Perfect villain.
He's now gonna be the most villainous alligator of all of Earth has ever known, killing 10 men in one day.
Yeah. Yeah, like in a few years, in 10 years time, we're going to be doing this segment of Florida Man News, and every week it's going to be that alligator.
Alligator.
We won't know. We'll forget.
Alligator kills another 10 men. Oh my goodness. All right, people. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, faith in humanity restored news.
Ahlan, we welcome it.
This one
Please.
again is it's a counter to the animal cruelty videos, to the animal cruelty section. Canada officially bans cosmetic animal testing and trade. Come on.
Yeah.
Why did I do a quack? I meant this. Well done, Canada. The Canadian government legislates a full ban on cosmetic animal testing and trade, marking a victory for animal rights advocates and eco-conscious consumers. So for the people who don't know, in the cosmetic world, it's a lot less common now, but it does still happen. They would test these cosmetic products on animals. So even something like what do you call them? Those those powders that they have the thing with the brush and the thing. Even blush or mascara. They would get these bunny rabbits, right? And they would powder their cheeks and they would put mascara on their eyelashes, all in the name of, is this product dangerous? So if the product is dangerous, obviously it's gonna cause an a rash on the rabbit, or even cause the rabbit to go blind, and then even like cosmetic stuff that you have to inject, for example, they would do it on an animal so that to see if there's something wrong with it, and then if there's something wrong with it, the animal would, at worst case scenario, die, and so that doesn't then happen to a human.
Yeah, that's great, but do you really think they're gonna stay with it?
Yeah, 100%.
There will be a day where makeup starts deforming people,
bro,
and then they're gonna be in an epidemic of like.
But I mean, clearly, because there are brands that absolutely don't deal with animal testing, so clearly it works. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, there's a way to do it without having to use animals, and it works. So let's focus on that and just innovate further upon it if we need it.
Have you guys seen the advert called Save Ralph?
Save Ralph? No.
Yeah, it's like a 4-minute advert. It's pretty cool, but it's essentially I won't spoil it too much for anyone who wants to watch it. Just write Save Ralph, but it's an advert for like animal cruelty, and it's about Ralph. He's like a rabbit, so
right.
Yeah, really interesting. So I'd suggest taking a look.
This landmark decision is part of the Budget Implementation Act, not only prohibiting cosmetic animal testing, but also putting an end to the sale of cosmetics that use animal testing. So if you're a makeup company or a cosmetic company that does this, your products will no longer be available in Canada too. For animal testing data for safety substantiation. It additionally clamps down.
In the right direction.
Definitely. It additionally clamps down on false or misleading labeling related to animal testing in cosmetics. Canada now joins the league of over 40 jurisdictions that have already legislated laws to curb or outrightly ban cosmetics, animal testing, and or sales. So well done, Canada. And you know what? I'm really for this. Obviously we don't want this animal testing stuff to happen, but I should just also point out that a lot of these people that have these animal testing, a lot of these advocates, right? They are the vegan people, and they're also the people that like tell you to stop eating meat. Meat is murder. Yeah, as long as it doesn't ban meat eating and we just keep it on, let's stop animal testing, I'm with you 100%. But if you start going in that direction, I'm all for animal testing. If you start going in that direction, I'm going all the way left with it as well. I'm not having conversations. We're now in a world of no more conversations can be had. If you go left, I'm going right. I'm not trying to pull you to the middle anymore. Oh man.
That's actually a very true point.
People, and just before we leave you, because that's it, that's the end of the programming. That's the end of episode 19. It's gonna be another week before we get to episode 20. But thank you for staying.
Is it gonna be 19 or 19.5?
It's 19. But before we leave you, before I let you go, if you've stayed all the way here, here's a nice little Easter egg for you. Some good words to part with, right? Here you go.
People are just walking in front of it like we're not recording.
It happens. People are people. None of it's intentional. Never attribute to malice what can be attributed to incompetence. It's far more likely that they're all in their own worlds, doing their own thing. They're not paying attention to the world around them. And we all do it every day, whether you're driving, walking down the street. All of our lives are just as complex as everybody else's. Everything you have going on, they have going on. Nobody knows what everybody else is going through. We also need to be a little more self-aware and aware of the world around us.
That was deep.
You gotta look deep to find the deep things. If all you ever do in your life is stay at the surface, you'll never find anything worth exploring.
Damn, brother. Killed that, bro.
Wow.
Bro,
that was beautiful.
it's a TikTok, right? So he was interviewing him and the guy just walks into the screen. and that's where this audio started. He was like, wow, that guy just really walked past us, like walk in front of us like we're not filming. And then he just starts going off. It was just like, maybe he just wasn't aware, you know? Don't attribute malice to something that was probably out from incompetence. He's probably just living in his own world like we're living in our own world. We're not aware of each other. That's deep. That's deep. But you gotta look deep to find the deep things. If you just stay at a surface level, you'll never find anything worth exploring. But don't be going into these submarines to go deep, though. That's not what that means to go deep. All right? There's so many things to do at surface level. There's deep things in the surface level of the earth. There's no need to go deep like that. You know that company is still offering guides, tours.
There's no way.
Oh, way.
But the next one is gonna be in next year. But there's still
Titanic still.
I don't know if it's the Titanic, but I don't care. Your company shouldn't be offering any more tours, bro. You should be out. You should be halas. You should be gone. But there they are. They're still there. So, you know, here's my advice to the billionaires that are watching. Forget submarines, man. Leave them alone. Leave the submarines alone. Anyway, people, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with us. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here, right now. Yes.
They shouldn't worry about the submarines, but they should worry about the subscribe.
Oh!
People, thank you for watching. Peace. And we're done. Did we record?